I think we're just about ready to get started. Wow, we have 42 people. Really amazing. Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Um, so yeah, this just started as like an idea that I really want to contribute back to my Kapol community. And like મને જે આવડે છે મને શીખવાડ્યું છે થોડું થોડું ગુજરાતીમાં વાત કરશું થોડું થોડું ઇંગ્લિશમાં કારણ કે computer science is really hard to explain in Gujarati, at least for me, things like at least the terminology. So yeah, so just a little bit introduction first to the course. So we're going to try in 10 weeks to learn, some of the basics of JavaScript, and maybe by the end we'll be able to make an application. I'm Vatsal Vora. My parents are Ajay and Vaishali Vora. I live in Tampa, Florida. અમારું મૂળ ગાંવ મહુવા છે. And yeah, a little bit about me, and then we have also 2 volunteers that are going to help me with the course. A little bit about my background too. So I've done my bachelor's and master's in computer science here in America. And then I've been working as a software engineer for 3 years, for the last 3 years at Nielsen in Tampa, Florida. So yeah, so we have 2 volunteers, Nachiket Bhutta and Kritika. And they're going to just a little bit give an introduction, 1 minute for themselves, and then we'll continue about what is programming really. Okay, so I'll hand it over to you, Nachiket. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, go.
મારું નામ નચિકેત ભૂતા છે. મારા પેરેન્ટ્સ માલતી ભૂતા અને મેહુલ ભૂતા, અને મારું મૂળ ગામ છે સિયોર. અને મેં ડિપ્લોમા કર્યું છે ભગુભાઈ મફતલાલ પોલિટેકનિકથી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ટેકનોલોજીમાં, અને અત્યારે હું ફાઇનલ યરમાં છું કેજે સોમા કોલેજ ઓફ એન્જિનિયરિંગમાં. અને હું અત્યારે મેં ઘણી ઇન્ટર્નશિપ્સ કરી છે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં જ્યાં જાવાસ્ક્રિપ્ટ વધારે યુઝ થાય છે. તો એટલે મને નોલેજ છે એટલું, તો એટલે મેં વોલન્ટિયર કરવાનો વિચાર કર્યો. બસ that's it.
Awesome. Kritika, you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah. Hello everyone. મારું નામ કૃતિકા છે, એન્ડ મારા મમ્મીનું નામ જાગૃતિ પારેખ અને યોગેશ પારેખ છે. મેં મારું BSc CS કર્યું છે મેટેબાઈ કોલેજથી, એન્ડ રાઇટ નાઉ આઈ એમ ઇન ધી લાસ્ટ યર ઓફ MSc CS in ઠાકોર કોલેજ. અને હું સાથે ઇન્ટર્નશિપ બી કરું છું CGS ઇન્ફોટેકમાં, વેર વી યુઝ્યુઅલી અમે લોકો કામ કરે છે જાવાસ્ક્રિપ્ટ અને PHP પર. So I have a little bit experience. So I'm doing the volunteering. Thank you.
Good. So yeah, what is programming? Why is it important? So if you look at the 21st century, everything involves technology. And what is that lifeblood, or what is that, what makes technology work? What makes technology work is programming, right? So you need a way to communicate with the computer. The computer really only understands binary, which is like zeros and ones, okay? ગુજરાતીમાં પણ કેવું કે કમ્પ્યુટર સાથે કેવી રીતે વાત કરે, તો વાત કરવી હોય તો પ્રોગ્રામિંગ શીખવું પડે. તો એની માટે આપણે થોડા પ્રયત્ન કરવાના છે કે હું મારા કમ્પ્યુટર સાથે કેવી રીતે વાત કરું, અને સોફ્ટવેર કેવી રીતે બનાવું. And એવું જોઈએ કે like Google, કે YouTube, Facebook, all these websites, all these applications, they're the basics, or they're based on programming. You can only create them with programming. So and in the 21st century, okay, whatever field you go into, whatever job you do in the future, you will have to know some level of programming. Let's say even if you're a doctor, or even if you're in commerce, a CA, you have to know how to do some sort of programming. An example for commerce students, if you're working with Excel, there's like these concept called macros, where you have to know how to do a little bit of programming to make your life easier and be able to do your job better, right? Everything is getting increasingly automated. So let's say before there were jobs where all you had to do was like data entry. Now all those jobs are being automated by programming, that you can tell the program, okay, you teach the program once that this is what you have to do, and that program will keep on doing that task over and over again. And that makes our life easier, right? So we don't have to do those same repetitive tasks. We can teach the computer, how to do those tasks. Other examples, let's say like, in the 21st century, there's so many new technologies coming out. Okay, so some people are asking questions. Yeah, we'll reserve the last 15 minutes for question and answer. Okay, so yeah, so in the 21st century, there's so many new technologies coming out, like, cars, self-driving cars. What is the basics, or how do self-driving cars work? They use programming, right? They use machine learning, artificial intelligence. So they're just, so many different applications, so many things that in the world, in technology, that you interact with on a daily basis. And the only way to make it work is programming, right? Now there's a whole different, yeah, I'm recording the session. Yeah, it says recording, yeah. So, yeah, so there's so many, different tools and technologies out there, and the only way to interact with them is programming. There's like a whole nother concept called IoT, Internet of Things, right? So we have smart thermostats, we have whatever, different things in the home that have like all these different sensors. They collect all these different information. And if we want to understand, how to work with these IoT devices, we also need to learn how to do programming. So, why did I choose JavaScript? Well, JavaScript is like one of the most popular programming languages that is used on the web. So, majority of the websites that you will go to use JavaScript in one way or another, right? Let's say like, what is a programming language? Let's talk about that too. So in the beginning, I talked about that, the computer only understands zeros and ones, right? So that language that the computer really understands is called binary. But for us to write in binary is almost impossible. It's like very, very difficult to write complex code, write complex language with only two characters, right? 0 and 1. It's very difficult for us to comprehend. So, well, a programming language, basically, it takes, that whatever zeros and ones, and it gives us a way, like, it gives us an easier way to interact with that binary format. It gives us like, okay, we can use words, like, we can use the English language to convert our thoughts into language that the computer understands, right? And that's called a higher level programming language, right? So just, also let me share my screen, show a little bit from the JavaScript website. So yeah, so Mozilla is one of the companies that works on also developing JavaScript. And what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted, or just-in-time compiled programming language. Okay, so that seems like a lot of different terms, and it seems very, very complicated, right? But what it's saying is that it translates English into language that the computer can understand. It translates English into binary format. Okay, let me go back. And okay, so how is the course gonna work? So the way we're gonna do this is that we'll have 10 sessions, and every session we will try to make some small improvement. We'll try to learn one concept, and we'll try to write code for that one concept. Okay, I asked everybody to download that GitHub link that I had sent, right? So let me kind of show that. So yeah, this is the link that I had shared. and yeah, it just says, okay, processing examples, and it has, a couple different files. This is the lib file. It has some of the code that we will reference. Like, they're called libraries. Like, if we use a collection of code, kind of like a book, right? We're using a collection of code, and we're referencing that. That is called a library. Okay, and then we have a folder called assets, and this is just some images and music that we might use in our code. And this is kind of where the main code is. This is called the index.html page, which is the page that the web browser will use, which is the Google Chrome, right? And sketch.js, this will do most of our coding there. But today we're going to do we're going to write one line of code, so we don't need to actually do everything through here for today, but for the future. And the way it'll work is, like, I have created different branches, and if we go to feature session 1, that'll have the code that, okay, at the end of session 1 we should be at this point. So every time when you start the class, we will download from this page. We'll go here, we'll click on the master branch, and we'll download from here. Okay. And then, and also another part of the component of the course, we're going to use this framework called P5JS. So, well, what is a framework or a JavaScript library? Basically, it is a collection of code that other people have written that we can use, and that makes it kind of easier for us to write code. It makes it easier for us to build bigger things, right? In English, they say, like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Gujarati ma ખબર નથી કેવી રીતે બોલવાનું, પણ એમાં ગુજરાતીમાં પણ એવું કંઈક હશે. So yeah, so P5JS, why we're using it is, like, it allows us to kind of make a visual representation of what we're doing. So, like, you can see images, you can see pictures based on the code that we will write. So yeah, let me open it up for maybe 5 minutes for any questions that anybody has. Yeah, if you want to ask a question, you can like raise your hand in the in Zoom. Anybody have any questions? Okay, you have a question, Samir? Okay, let me ask to unmute. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Samir. Hello.
Yeah, I'm Bharti Mehta.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Bombay, Kandivali West. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
See, basically, I'm Gujarati and I'm a fashion designer.
Wow.
So I want to know, how can I use this, whatever you teach us, from like 0 to,
Yeah, definitely. Like, one amazing application of programming in technology. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but Amazon has created this augmented reality application. So you have a mirror, a smart mirror. You look in front of the mirror and you can say, I want to wear this dress, I want to wear this dress, or I want to wear this shirt. And it'll like, the mirror will show that shirt on you through a virtual way, right? So that's amazing. Like, how even in fashion design, technology is changing the game. You don't have to go to a dressing room and take 20 different pairs of clothes with you. You can try it all virtually on that mirror.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So basically, whatever you say just now, before 2 minutes, we have to download something. What to download, like?
So yeah, that is a kind of like our, this is a if you click download, it'll download a folder, and then, like, you have a zip folder, and then you extract it, you'll get a folder. It'll look something like this, and this has basically, like, it'll have our code, our whatever we're going to program, everything is in here.
So is it comfortable with my mobile only. Yeah, I want to use computer or a laptop.
Yeah, so yeah, a couple people had this question. And if you want to follow along with the code that I'm doing during the class, then you need to do it on a computer and use the text editor. I put a couple different links of mobile applications that you can use to learn how to code. Google has one that's called Grasshopper. The one I had sent was called Code Academy Go. Both are very, very good. But if you want to follow along with me in the course, you need to use a computer. You need Google Chrome as your browser. We're going to use any, I like Sublime Text as my text editor, but anything can
I'm
work.
sorry. मारो एक phone आ गयो.
Yeah. Okay. I can't hear you. All right. Does anyone else have any questions that they want to ask?
Someone was asking to ये तुमने actually कहता था कि जरा
I'm so sorry वत्सल भाई.
Yeah.
मारो sorry मारो एक phone आ गयो तो.
Okay.
In between.
Yeah.
So what do you say? Actually I want to know कि मारे download mobile માં કરવાનું કે computer માં या laptop માં.
So yeah, you have to download that folder in a computer or laptop.
Mobile માં.
Mobile માં
not
नहीं
possible.
No.
नहीं થાય.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just now મારું laptop તો office માં છે.
Yeah.
So just now I can write the notes, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow along.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Like મને like મારા fashion field માં મને આ વસ્તુ કામ આવશે, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I want to learn
Other
that.
things in fashion is like, okay, if you want to sell your clothes online, how do you do that? You need an e-store, right? You need some website or something to bring your content online.
Website or a WhatsApp or a Insta. Yeah.
Something
I can
like
use that. But see, I want to go in a detail, like
definitely. Yeah, we will.
Best way, because this is lockdown. Last 6 months total lockdown. So I'm totally upset with my work. Totally, it's a totally locked life. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Vasibhai, thank you very much. Yeah.
Vatsal, there was a question from Prince, and I'm unmuting him.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Yesterday you gave a link. I don't know how to download it. Can you even explain that?
Okay. Sure. Okay, here. So what you have to do is you go to this link, right? GitHub.com processing with Vatsal processing examples. Okay. Then you click here and you click download zip, right? So that'll download the zip file. Then you go here, you open it. And then for me, I click whatever, extract or however it works for you, right? Okay. And then you will get the folder that we're using right now. You'll get this folder. Okay. And then another thing I was asking everyone to download is if you go here, there's this Chrome extension. It's called Web Server for Chrome. That will help us also in the future. Today's class, we're not going to do anything with it, but that will help us too in the future. So we just need basically those two things, and then this text editor. I like this one, but whatever works for you. So this is the this is the link for downloading. For if you're using Windows, it'll be this. You click on this and you download that. All right. So yeah, coming back.
Actually, there was one question from Hate Walia.
Mhm.
So I'm unmuting him.
Okay.
Just a second.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. Is my voice audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Actually, I first really wanted to thank you for this wonderful initiative. So I'm still a student in FYJC. So I've just begun my in college. So I just wanted to ask that I have no knowledge about computer. So how Java could help me in future? Because every one of us know that future will be full of computers and computer science will be really helpful. So just wanted to know that how this thing can help me in future and how I can work. So yeah, thank you.
How you can help you in the future. So you're FYJC, so that commerce or I didn't, or science. Okay, I couldn't hear you, but all right. But yeah, either way. So how can computer science help you in your career? That's your question, right? Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying before, increasingly, whatever field we go into, whatever career we go into, we have to use technology. Whether it's Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or using Python, right? So it's very, very important. Like an example of how it's used in commerce. If you work in financial trading, now even many jobs for working as a stock trader will say Python required. Why? Because anytime you have a huge amount of data and you want to understand how do I analyze this, how do I work with this huge amount of data, then you need to use programming, right? So it's impossible for us to read through thousands and thousands of pages in mere seconds, right? But a computer can do that. A computer can process huge amounts of information and give us whatever key insights that we need. And it can do that in split seconds. So if we want to work on this scale, if we want to use data in that way, then we need to learn programming. Yeah, so kind of a short answer to that. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, Geeta Chawla has also a question.
Okay.
I'm unmuting her.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Geeta Chawla. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. My question is, number one, you said the GitHub, we have to download it. And I was wondering, what is the address? If I put in the address code, how do I put the address code? It's like www, what do I put?
Yeah. I sent the link on WhatsApp. If you click that, it should open in your browser. But yeah, so github.com/Vatsalvora. So this is the exact link. I can send it on here too.
Okay. You can send it in chat. We can copy that.
Yeah.
And my second question was, real quick, I know a lot of people have questions. I won't take a lot of time. Grasshopper. You said Grasshopper.
Yeah.
Web server. So what is Grasshopper? Is a web server?
People were asking okay, if I want to learn on my mobile phone, what is a good application? So that's what I was suggesting. Google has created this application called Grasshopper, which will teach you programming. If you look in the Google, whatever, Apple App Store or Google Play Store, you can find that application. That was what Grasshopper was.
How is it going to help me? I mean, to get into
different
programs?
It'll teach you. Let's say it'll go the concepts that we're going to go over in the class. It's like an interactive way to learn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the third thing was Python. You mentioned about Python.
Yeah. So I don't know. Someone was just asking how is technology used in different careers. So I said one way that technology is used in maybe a finance career is through Python and data processing.
Or Python and data processing. Okay.
Yeah.
And well to know that you're in Tampa, because my son just moved to Tampa.
Oh wow.
So that's yes. He's going to be joining a company
Okay.
in the medical field.
Wow, very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, I think maybe let's one more question.
Only one question right now, and then we will conduct a Q&A session at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. One question from Srushti Desai. I am unmuting her.
Hi, Vatsal.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Vivek Shanghvi here from India, Mumbai.
Okay.
And as you belong to the software industry, I belong to the hardware industry for the networking and part.
Oh wow, very nice.
Uh,
Thank you.
With me, my nephew is Shushti Desai. She is studying in the 5th standard,
Wow.
and she has attended a twice or thrice coding session from the Whitehead Junior,
Wow, wow.
and she got very interested in that. So she is very eager to learn to the coding part of that.
Wow, amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought that before starting further, let's have your session on this, how that session works out on that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, kind of, you know, I think like one thing, like everybody needed to know how to, work a typewriter, how to learn typewriting, right? And then
Right.
everybody learned how to, work with like a keyboard and mouse. I think programming will become just like that. If you
Correct.
want to interact with the tools, if you want to interact with software, you need to know programming. It'll become so common in the future. And what we're trying to do is we're not going to go very, very advanced. We'll just go through the basics. But the beauty of it is if you understand the basics of programming, you understand the fundamental concepts, then that transfers to any different language, any other, programming language that you want to work with, programming tool you want to work with, you can do. The most important part is the key fundamental blocks. And
Right. Correct.
in programming they call that data structures and algorithms, different things.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Absolutely. So there are many coding so available in media.
Yeah.
Right.
And the amazing thing is also like there's so many free resources right now online,
Right.
like from YouTube to whatever. So many, like I told you, so many different applications, so many different
Right.
things that want to give this education to you. And like a skill set like programming is so valuable. If you know how to work as if you know JavaScript, if you can develop the skills as a front-end engineer, you can get a very good paying job, even in India, in America, everywhere. So
Correct.
yeah, and that's like sometimes like whatever education you learn, it might be hard to find a job, but in programming there's such a huge like amount of jobs that are available.
Right.
And yeah, it's such a valuable skill.
And I really appreciate and thank you very much for that. That you are doing, showing your great experience to the, sharing your great experience to the couple community over here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
One more thing, after downloading the zip file,
Yeah,
right? So the folder which opens up,
yeah.
right? So on which we have to write down the script on the sketch, or how
Yes,
it is?
sketch.js, we will write down the script. Yeah.
Okay, sketch. Okay. So I'm unable to open that in the sketch file.
So did you extract the file? Like
Yeah, it's already extracted. Yes. Then
okay,
I'm getting the folder as a assets, leaf, library,
yeah. So
index, readme, and sketch.js.
okay, yeah. Let me share my screen. So yeah, if you go, okay.
I'm unable to open the sketch window here.
Okay. So I'm in the folder now. Do you see the same folder layout?
No, not yet.
You see these?
Yeah, same folder.
Okay, so then you see this file sketch.js, right?
Yeah, right.
So then you're in a text editor, like I'm using Sublime Text. I have to go like, okay, open, and then open that file. Okay. That's how it works for me.
So we cannot open from that double click. By
No, it won't work through double click, no.
Okay, so I have to download the Sublime part.
Yeah, or any text editor, even Notepad will work.
Sorry.
Any text editor, I think Notepad is usually installed in all computers, right?
Okay, so Notepad will work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's we'll continue. Maybe write our first line of code today. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, 1 second. Okay. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna write our hello world code, right? Yeah, everyone can hear me, right? Sure. Yep. Okay. So hello world is like the program that usually if you take a computer science course, it's the first thing that they will teach you. It's a very simple programming line, and what we're trying to do is we're saying we're telling the computer to tell the world hello. um, so I think many people might not have everything set up right now, so I'll just do it in the most simple way. Just go to google.com. You click right click, inspect, okay, and then you click console. All right, and then we can type our JavaScript code here. This is like an interactive way of writing JavaScript, just to see kind of how things are working. So we will do our first line. So console.log. Yeah. And then we'll say hello world. So yeah, and then we click enter. What does that do? That tells the JavaScript program that I want to print hello world on the screen, or in this case, the console screen, right? So yeah, it's that easy. In one line of code, we can input some text to the screen, and the computer is saying hello to us. So console.log hello world. So what this does, it's saying, okay, tell the console. So this is the console, right? Our output to log the text hello world, and this is a string that says hello world. Okay. And then yeah, let's also do it in a more like interactive way too. Okay, so I am going to I was talking about the web server, right? So I'll also bring that up. Okay, so in our sketch.js file, we will also do hello world in a little different way too. Do okay, let us see what happens. All right, we got it to print hello world. Okay, let's see if we can make the size a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, but we got it to print hello world. Okay, let me change the font size. So this is so we're also going to try to do three different things. We're going to change the text size, and we're going to change the color. So I'll do one line at once. So this will increase the size of our text. All right, so then we go back here. So see, now our text size got bigger. And then, so this is what we said, print hello world. And then we'll print it at this location. All right. And then we also want to fill it with a certain color. So let's do just think we'll do, yeah, let's see what this time. All right, so that will be black, and then we can change the colors to different things. So I did a little bit extra today, but kind of, so that was like our first thing, right? So again, we'll go back to like, how do we do this in the simplest way? Go here, console, console.log, hello world. Right? So just one line of code, console.log, hello world. Okay? And then when we click enter, that will print out hello world. If you guys want to try this in your browser, you can do that. Again, you have to do inspect, and then it brings this up, and you click console, and then console.log, hello world. Okay. So also kind of explaining a little bit more. I think we have some time, right? So what are some other concepts that we use today? So there's a concept in programming called data types. So what are data types, right? If we look at, the way we interact with the world, or if we look at like just maybe, math.
Hello?
Hello? One question?
Yes, everyone is requesting to share the screen. Please, can you share the screen?
Oh, you can't share see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Now can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so was everyone able to see the console.log or no? Okay,
What?
was everyone able to see me do the console.log?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, here, this is what I typed, console.log, and then hello world, right? And then that printed out hello world on our screen, and like we're telling the computer to say hello world, right? So we're teaching it to speak. And then yeah, so I was also going to go a little bit more in depth. So the computer or the programming language understands like different types of data, and some of the different data types we have like examples. There's a data type called integer, right? So what does an integer represent? It basically represents a number, like any number, let's say from 1 to 100,000 or something like that, right? It can, and you can use that number to do different things like addition, multiplication, however you want to use it in your code. So the computer can understand an integer data type, which is basically a number. It can understand a string data type. So what is a string data type? Well, string data type is what we just used here, right? Console.log, and then inside we use the parentheses, and then we defined a string. So a string is nothing but a sequence of characters, right? So hello world. And then the third data type, it's called a Boolean. And it basically is like true or false. So okay, let us try to work with those there. And then okay, let me see. Is this too small? Okay, here. That'll be a little bit better. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, we have some time, so I'll go a little bit more in depth for today. We'll cover all this again next time too. So if you want to, let's say we have these data types and we want to save that into something. Well, in math, you have a concept, right? Like if you learn algebra, you have a concept called variables, and in variables, you can save information. So that we're gonna try use that same information in here. So we'll do let my variable, we can name it x and equal to hello world. And then we'll do same thing, we'll use console.log again. And it prints out hello world, right? So we declared a variable, let x equals hello world, and then we printed it out. And then we can also do, we talked about the 3 different data types. The one data type that we used was called hello world, which we defined as hello world, is a string data type. And then let's say we want to print a number. So let x equal 10. And now we do the same thing again, console.log x, it'll print out 10. Right? It prints out a number. And we can also do, like, since it's a number, we can also add to it. So let's say let x, console.log x plus 5. It'll print out 15. And then let's say we want to use now the third one, which is, right? Boolean type. So let x equal true. And then we do the same thing again, console.log x, and it will print out true. And then we can even define, we can even use, like, we don't have to use x as our variable name. We can use anything, right? So we can say let's speak equal to Jai Shri Krishna, right? We've defined our variable speak, and we made it equal to Jai Shri Krishna, and then we will ask the computer to speak it. So how do we do that? We do console.log speak, and you guys can think of what it'll say, right? The computer said Jai Shri Krishna. All right. So yeah, just a little bit. This is the first class, a little bit of the introduction. Hopefully it didn't go over everyone's heads, but just a recap of what we learned today. So the first thing we learned about was console.log. And what is console.log? It basically, like, whatever we give the console, it'll output that, it'll show that on the screen. And like we were saying, like, it'll say, we're kind of teaching the computer how to speak, right? And then the next thing we learned about was data types. The 3 data types we talked about was integer, which is a number. And then the next one we talked about, which was string, which is like any character of letters. We even defined a string called Jai Shri Krishna, right? And the third thing we talked about was a Boolean data type, which is, it just means true or false. So we have those 3 data types. Then we also learned how to declare a variable. You do, so let your variable name is equal to your data type. And whatever you want to make it equal to, you can make it equal to a number, make it equal to a string, or make it equal to a Boolean, which is true or false. Okay, and yeah, we'll open it back up for questions for the last 15 minutes. And yes, yeah, we're going to, after this meeting is done, we'll also share the recording. Okay. Yeah, who wants to speak? Who has some questions? Okay, I'm asking you to unmute. Samir, I think it says. Hello? Yeah, we can hear a little bit, but, or no, it says mute. You're still muted. Ask to unmute.
I think it was me.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Bharti Mehta. Please, એક વાર તમે લાસ્ટમાં થોડું ગુજરાતીમાં
સમજાવો.
full
Okay.
સમજાવી દીધું. Yeah.
Okay. તો આપણે જે વસ્તુ શીખી, ત્રણ અલગ અલગ વસ્તુ શીખી. પહેલી વસ્તુ આપણે શીખી console.log. એ console.log શું હોય કે કાંઈ નથી, ખાલી આપણે કમ્પ્યુટરને એ કહે છે કે હું તેને જે પણ કહું ને એ તને તારે સ્ક્રીન પર દેખાડવાનું, તારે પાછું આપવાનું, મને સ્ક્રીન પર દેખાડવાનું. console is our output. It is like a જે કે it basically means screen. અને .log એનો મતલબ એવું થાય કે લખ. તો સ્ક્રીન પર આ લખ. console.log ગુજરાતીમાં કેવું હોય તો ઓકે. એન્ડ ધેન પછી આપણે વાત કરી કે ડેટા ટાઈપ્સ, કે જે લાઈક ડેટા, એવરીબડી નોઝ લાઈક કે ડેટા શું છે. તો પણ કમ્પ્યુટર માટે આપણે સમજાવવું હોય તો અલગ અલગ ડેટાના પ્રકાર છે. તો ફર્સ્ટ વન આપણે જે વાત કરી ઇઝ ઇન્ટીજર. ઇન્ટીજર એટલે નંબર, રાઈટ? 1 થી 10 કે જે પણ આપણે વાપરવું હોય એ નંબર છે. અને પછી નેક્સ્ટ થિંગ વી ટોક્ડ અબાઉટ સ્ટ્રિંગ. સ્ટ્રિંગ એટલે શું? કોઈ પણ વાક્ય, કોઈ પણ વર્ડ, કોઈ પણ સેન્ટેન્સ, anything that has અક્ષર, characters, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And the third thing we talked about જે હતું boolean data type. boolean data type ને ખાલી બે વેલ્યુ હોય, ટ્રુ કે ફોલ્સ, કે સાચું કે ખોટું, રાઈટ? તો એ ત્રણ અલગ અલગ ડેટા ટાઈપની વાત કરી. એને પછી આપણે લાસ્ટ કોન્સેપ્ટ જે વાત કર્યો, વેરિયેબલ્સ, કે આપણે ડેટા આપણી પાસે હોય પણ આપણે સ્ટોર કરવો પડે કશે. તો હા, તો આપણે ક્યાં સ્ટોર કરવાનું? તો વેરિયેબલમાં સ્ટોર કરવાનું. તો વેરિયેબલ કેવી રીતે આપણે ડિફાઇન કરીએ? તો લેટ, પછી તમારું વેરિયેબલનું નામ એન્ડ ઇક્વલ સાઇન, અને પછી તમારું ડેટા વેલ્યુ. જે પણ ડેટા વેલ્યુ શું હોય, આપણે વાત કરી કે ઇન્ટેજર કે સ્ટ્રિંગ કે બુલિયન, કે નંબર મુકાય 0 through 9, જે પણ કે તમારે સેન્ટેન્સ મુકાય, કે તમારે ટ્રુ કે ફોલ્સ એ મુકાય. હા. અને then પછી આપણે એ પણ વાપર્યું કે એ વેરિયેબલ લઈને આપણે console.log કર્યું. એટલે આપણે વેરિયેબલ ડિફાઇન કર્યું. આપણે તમને યાદ હોય કે વેરિયેબલ સ્પીક ઇક્વલ્સ જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. અને પછી આપણે કર્યું console.log speak. એટલે આપણે એવું કહે છે કે એ વેરિયેબલમાં જે લખેલું ને એ તું બોલ, એ તું લખ. એટલે આપણા સ્ક્રીન પર આવ્યું જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ.
Yes, right. Thank you. Right. And see, if everybody is comfortable with Hindi and you also, so I don't mind with Hindi also.
Okay.
So another all friends can understand Hindi, basically. Gujarati, not everybody, there are all mixed people,
સાચી વાત છે.
So somebody is not understanding Gujarati. So if you are comfortable with Hindi, so I don't mind. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So yeah, anybody else have some question? Nikesh. Okay, I'll ask to unmute. Hello, Nikesh.
Hi, Vachal.
Hi.
I am a manager in IT. I work with databases and in business intelligence.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Nice to meet you.
So I have a question for this current session itself. The last data type that we declared was Boolean, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the variable as true.
Yeah.
Just want to understand that it itself is a text string. So why have you not used the parenthesis? How will the variable understand that that's a Boolean data type, or it's a text or a string?
Yeah. So if we to declare a string, we have to put the parentheses, right? So what we saw was like the quotation marks, right? If we that's a very good question, right? So if we define the variable like this, let x.
Your screen is not
shared. I didn't. Yeah, let me screen share again. So if we define the variable like this, let speak equal to with quotation marks true, then this becomes a string. But if we define it like this, it becomes a Boolean. So that is also important. If you want to declare a string, you need to make sure you have these quotation marks at the beginning and at the end. So yeah, very, very good question. Yeah, thank you.
So will that a boolean if I don't declare that parenthesis and I say hello world? So will it show an error or
Yeah,
it goes
it'll
through?
show you an error. I can show you that too. Okay. So let's say if I do this, let x equal to hello world. See, it'll say error, like, oh, I don't understand what you're trying to do. Yeah.
Thanks a ton.
Okay.
And are you gonna be sharing this video, because actually I don't have my laptop today, so
Yeah. I'll be we recorded it and we'll share it maybe within an hour or something.
thanks
Okay.
a ton. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else have a question?
Most of the people were having doubts about how to install it on Windows.
How to install what on Windows?
Like the Sublime Text and the code repository. Like,
Okay.
so
Yeah, I mean, I can maybe show you the links one more time. So Sublime Text 3. So you go to the website for Sublime Text 3, or let me share my screen again. I need to get used to that. So yeah, Sublime Text 3, you go to this website, sublimetext.com/3. Then you should click on Windows. I think most probably you have Windows 64-bit. It'll download this, and then you click on this, and it'll or why not? Oh yeah, that way. Yeah, sorry, that one worked. But like you click on it, and then you go through the installation steps. Okay, and then the other, yeah. So this is the link for Git. So the GitHub link, github.com/watsovora/processing example. Also, like, this is out of the scope, whatever, but I'll give an example, like understanding what is GitHub. So GitHub is a way to store and track our programming files. It's called version control. And that's why we use it. Basically, we want to see, like, okay, what were the previous versions of the code that we wrote? But just kind of, yeah, not the point of today's session. But yeah, so we go to github.com/watsovora/processing examples. And then we can, whatever, we click code, we click download zip, then we extract the zip file, and then we open the sketch.js like I have here. We open sketch.js in a text editor. Oh, I thought it was something else too. We can do this. And then, you know, like example of some of the code that we did today. And then, yeah, what do you guys think will happen if we run this code? I'll just show you. And we can print out Jai Shri Krishna. Yeah. Okay. So, and then yeah, the next thing, or one more thing we wanted to download. There's this Chrome extension. Yeah, it's called a web server for Chrome. We can also use that. That will help us in running our code. You click whatever download extension, and then yeah, I think I've sent all these links, but let me send it one more time. Okay. So this is the GitHub link. GitHub link, and then we also wanted Sublime Text. Sublime Text 3, and then we also wanted the Chrome extension for web server. Okay, those are the three links that we will use in next class. We will do more with that. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we have 5 more minutes. Yeah, I just want to end the class, like, to say thank you, ये बात करे कि समाज ऋण कि our community has given us so much, especially growing up, helping us grow and develop to reach the stage that we are in our life. Whatever education we have gotten, we've gotten so much love from our relatives. Mara Fai Pana Kolma che, I want to say thank you to her, Rupa Fai. Our family, Kritika is also my sister-in-law. So, so much of my family has supported me. Hitan Mama is my uncle. He kind of, helped me organize this. So I just want to say, yeah, thank you to so many people who are supporting me and, helping me do this. I want to, my parents, Ajay and Vaishali Vora, my wife, Vritti Vora, and even my brother-in-law, next time he's going to join, he's also a programmer, Anuj. So I'm just, very, very, very grateful to everybody who has, helped me reach this stage in my life where I was able to get a good education, get a good job. And I just want to try to help, many more people, follow that same path. I was very lucky that so many people in my life are engineers. Hitan Mama has his own technology company. In my other family, extended family, my father himself is a software engineer. Many of my cousins are software engineers. So, software is like everywhere in my family. My wife was a software engineer. Kritika is a software engineer. Anuj Parekh, he's also a software engineer. So I have, such a great resource of like mentorship in my life, in my family. And I just wanted to try to, give back to the community and whatever I can offer. Wow, there's like 53 people who joined today. That is really amazing that, people took that time out and are really interested in technology. And joined today. I don't know, Kritika and Nachiki, if you want to add anything just to end the meeting for today.
Yeah, we have some doubts for you.
Okay.
There is a doubt from Ayush Mehta. I am unmuting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ayush, you can go.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
I am Ayush Mehta from Mumbai. I am studying in 9th standard currently.
Okay. Awesome.
Sir, I want to do coding in my future. So will this Java and Python be useful in it?
Yeah, so like I explained in the beginning, like JavaScript is one of the most widely used programming languages, especially for web development. Maybe we can do a course in the future called like, what are the different positions in technology? But there's a role in technology called full stack developer or front-end developer. And they heavily use JavaScript to develop software for the web. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there was a doubt which was privately commented to me, that how to store our code in GitHub.
So I think that's kind of out of the scope for today's session. But yeah, near the end, we can definitely do one session on that, how to save your code and how to use version control. Yeah, we'll cover that in the future, definitely. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's almost time. I don't know, Kritika, do you want to say something? Last comment?
Yes, sure. It was a very nice session. We really, I guess everyone actually got an idea about what actually programming is and in how much fields they can explore this. So yes, really looking forward for very nice session.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone who attended.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Vatsal bhai, thanks a lot. Tons of thanks. because you are doing great job. Like in this competition world, or like my way, housewife. So, બહુ સારું કરો છો તમે. Thanks a lot, yeah.
And thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for your parents and everyone, yeah.
એ સારા સંસ્કાર મળ્યા છે તો
Yeah.
trying to do something.
Heads up.
Give back.
Heads up. Yeah. Okay, next time, like next Saturday.
Next time we'll do same time. So next Saturday, again 10 for me 10 to 11 a.m. EST. India 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. IST. So that will be the 19th, September 19th, and we'll share the Zoom link and everything again.
Like one more question. Sorry. Like તમે અત્યારે જે અમને લેપટોપમાં તમે સમજાવ્યું, તો તમે યુટ્યુબ છે કે ઇન્સ્ટા છે કે બીજા કોઈ પણ એવા લાઈક જે કઈ બી આપણે મોબાઈલમાં એપ છે એમાં તમારું આ પાછું તમે લાઈક રિપીટ કરી શકો? લાઈક
આ આખું સેશન કર્યું ને અમે યુટ્યુબ પર અપલોડ કરશું.
યુટ્યુબ બીકોઝ મારો સન આજે બહાર ગયો છે ઓફિસમાંથી જે આવ્યો નથી, મારા હસબન્ડ ને મારા સન, તો હું એ લોકોને રાતે બતાવી શકું લાઈક.
Okay, yeah, sure. I think some people are asking in the end. Everyone just wants to say like hello, and so everyone can unmute now if they want to.
Thank you, sir. It was very useful.
Thank you very much.
For my efforts, thank you.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Very hard to understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very hard to understand. First time
It was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
beautifully done, but very hard for me.
Bye.
Thank you, Vatsal. Thank you, Vatsal. Thank you.